This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Year-old Dilshan dies after being shot in the head for stealing fruits in the army camp. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha has condemned the shootout in the army area, announces 5 lakh salarium for Dilshan's family. The army says armed guards did not shoot Dilshan as there is no authorization given for carrying arms. Jayalalitha's second reshuffle in less than 2 months. E. Subbiah dropped from the cabinet as law minister. A lady found dead in her residence in Kodangayur in North Chennai. Police investigations revealed she was hit by a wooden leg. Tamil Nadu Assembly budget session will begin on August 4th. High expectations from the newly formed government. It's the day of weddings. Director Selvaraghavan ties the knot while actor Karthi gets hitched in Coimbatore. And Chennai kids do the city proud, win accolades at an international karate championship in the US. Hello and welcome to News Tonight on NDTV Hindu. I'm Minal Shah. A shocking story this afternoon. A 13-year-old boy shot in the head inside the army compound as he tried to trespass into the defense area. The boy Dilshan was declared dead in the government hospital. He was in fact undergoing treatment in the ICU after reportedly being critical for a long time. Now, angry residents had staged a protest against this incident. Dilshan's family alleged that he had been shot in the head when he went to pick some almond fruits. Police resorted to lathi charge to disperse the crowd. Meanwhile, an inquiry has been ordered into the incident. Sources say that a joint operation with the local police was on since the last 3 to 4 hours to find the offender. Police have cordoned off a stretch of the area adjacent to Fort St. George, which houses the state secretariat.
என்ன யாரும் கிடையாது காலையிலே செத்து போச்சுங்க அது டாக்டரே சொல்லிட்டாரு காலையிலையும் நான் போகும்போது போய்க்கிறதுக்கெல்லாம் ஒன்றும் கிடையாது காலையில் சொல்லிட்டாப்ப இவங்க சொம்மான வச்சுன்னு இது பண்ணி
ஒரு பாதாம் கொடை பெரிய கம்பி மேலே இருக்கிறான்பா அண்ணாண்ட துப்பாக்கியில சுட்டுக்கிறான்பா அந்த பாவி என் புள்ள இப்படி காலை வைக்கவா அவன் இறங்க மிலிட்ரிக்காரன் தான்ப்பா சுட்டான் மிலிட்ரிக்காரன்பா என் புள்ள அப்படி தொங்கி நடந்துப்பா என் புள்ள காக்கா மாதிரி தொங்கி நடந்துச்சுப்பா என் வயிறு எரியுதுப்பா நான் போய் பார்த்தவளுக்கு என் வயிறு இல்லைம்மா புள்ள பேர் தில்சனுங்க என் புள்ள பேர் தில்சனுங்க 13 வயசு என் புள்ளிகளை பார்த்து நான் பேர் வச்சுங்க என் பேரு கலைவாணி என் கூடுகார் பேர் குமார் என் கூடுகாரு சுகர்காருங்க என் புருஷனுங்க பணத்தை காலை எடுக்க சொன்னாங்க 80,000 கடை வாங்கி செலவு பண்ணி உயிரை காப்பாத்தினுங்க அவரு வீட்டுல தாக்குறாரு சார் அவரு வேலை செஞ்சாது உடம்பு புள்ளிங்கிறா என் புருஷன் உயிரை காப்பாத்தி சம்பாதிச்சு கொடுத்து என் புள்ளிய மாரி சாவேஸ்தான் பாவி ஐயோ 2 பேருங்கிறாங்க.
Brigadier Shashi Nair has said that there were no armed guards in the army area. In fact, they said that there is no authorization for the guards to carry arms in that compound.
We are at the scene of the incident. You can see a lot of investigations are going on. We are going through a thorough process. We want to bring the guilty to book. I can assure you that we do not want to hide anything from anybody. What has actually happened on ground, we want to bring it to light. In our colony here, in fact all our colonies here, we do not have any armed guards. Even now if you go to our main gate and see, the guards are outsourced civilians. They have got only a danda in their hands. They got a stick in their hands. There is no weapon which is authorized to come into any of these colonies. and we have been checking all through. No weapon has been deployed in this colony so far. So I thought I should make it very clear to you.
இந்த சம்பவம் சம்பந்தமாக அவங்க தரப்புலேருந்து தில்ஷன் தரப்புலேருந்து கம்ப்ளைண்ட் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. அதை நாங்கள் பதிவு செய்து யார் இந்த தவறு செய்தாங்களோ அவங்க மீது சட்டப்பூர்வமான நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கப்படும்.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha has condemned the shootout in the army area on Dilshan. In a statement, Jayalalitha said that this is unacceptable as the army men could have easily found out that these are boys and not terrorists. The Tamil Nadu government has asked the army to hand over those responsible to the state police. And what may come across as a relief to Dilshan's parents, Jayalalitha has announced a compensation of 5 lakh rupees to the 13-year-old boy's family. We are now joined by our executive editor for English News, Sanjay Pinto, on the phone line for more on this. Sanjay, looking at the legal angle, which way is the investigation likely to go to? Is it going to be the army or the police?
Minal, this is shocking and outrageous. Just imagine a bullet in the head for someone who attempted to steal mangoes. That's why, in fact, this case, in fact, has invited attention of none less than the Chief Minister herself, who called it unacceptable and saying that, clearly the army officials ought to have made a distinction between ordinary children and terrorists. Now, normally, under normal circumstances, the army sort of tries to claim some sort of immunity and says that it normally takes a stand that the army court would actually hold the trial, and that any accused person from the army in any sort of conflict with a civilian would be, in fact, court-martial, would also face, arrest from the military police. But in this case, it seems we are told by our sources that the Chennai city police has taken over the case. That, in fact, is breaking news at the moment. The Chennai city police has taken over the case. Taking a cue from the Chief Minister herself, the city police has asked the army to hand over the offender to the police. We are told that the case has been registered by the 4th police station, under whose jurisdiction this incident, in fact, took place. So we are told that very soon there will be pressure on the army to ensure that there is no hush-up in this case, that the guilty are not shielded in any way, and that the accused person is handed over to the Chennai police to take the case forward, to in fact interrogate the person, do a detailed investigation, and then for the trial to begin in a normal, ordinary civil court, an ordinary criminal trial, which would infuse greater confidence in the minds of the families of the victims, and also many say would be more transparent than any army sort of trial. So that's the big breaking news at this stage, that the Chennai city police will investigate the case, has asked the army to in fact hand over the accused to them for further investigation. Minal.
Right, Sanjay, our executive editor, giving us the latest breaking news at this point. The Chennai city police will be taking over the case. Any offender who's been caught by the army has to be handed over to the police, and it looks like they have taken a cue from the Chief Minister Jayalalitha's instructions. Well, that is the breaking news coming out at this point of time. Let's also listen in to Thamarai Kannan, the Additional Commissioner of Police, on what he had to say on this case.
Caught and shot at some.
He climbed the compound and he had got in to get some badam fruits. So he has been shot at and now he has died. The post-mortem is on. The government has also announced some relief, and the Honorable Ministers are here to disperse the relief as per the orders of the Honorable Chief Minister. Anyhow, we have taken up investigation. We will fix who is the person responsible for the incident, and appropriate legal action will be initiated.
And it appears that the shooting has taken place inside the premises, sir?
You have seen the place already, so you should not have any doubt about it.
How does the police look at it?
Nothing. We have taken up investigation in the case.
And the army says they don't have any guards with weapons, but it has taken
place. That is part of investigation. We'll fix the accused who it is.
Well, that was Thamarai Kannan giving us an update on how the case had taken. Let's actually tell you what exactly happened. A 13-year-old boy, Dilshan, was in fact shot in the head inside the army compound as he tried to trespass into the defense area in North Chennai. Dilshan was declared dead and a short while back. Let's go back to our executive editor Sanjay Pinto for more on this. Sanjay, tell us what is the latest.
Well, Minan, also, in fact, we spoke to several senior army officials and many of them say that there's something called a standard operating procedure. In the event of any intrusion into a restricted area, the first action to be taken is for the army officials present or the army guards or sentries or jawans as the case may be, they first need to ask the intruder to surrender. And only if the intruder doesn't surrender are they then empowered to open fire in either self-defense or to secure the area. In this case, it's clearly, I mean, the presence of three teenage boys certainly would have posed no threat. As Ms. Jayalalitha rightly pointed out in that statement, they ought to have made that distinction between a real threat and someone who is trying to steal fruits from a tree. So clearly, in fact, the army not, in fact, being shown in good light in this particular case. One really hopes that they get to the bottom of it. You heard Thamaraikannan, the Additional Commissioner of Police Law and Order there, telling our colleague Sam Daniel that the police has taken up investigation of the case. This should come as some sort of consolation to the family of the victim that it's the Chennai police that will actually go ahead with the investigation, and all efforts will be on now to nail the accused in this particular case. Clearly, it was a shocking case, outrageous, shocking that you should actually open fire and shoot in the head. Shoot a 13-year-old boy who was merely trying to pluck mangoes from the tree there. Shocking, really, and I think the right message should be sent out to the accused. The army also should ensure that all its personnel, whether they are outsourced or whether they belong to the army at various levels, do not take the law into their own hands and do not behave in such a high-handed fashion. Minal?
Right, Sanjay. Sanjay, they're coming up with quite an interesting fact that the army is first supposed to ask anybody who's trespassing to surrender, and if they don't, then open fire. So that was our senior executive editor for English News giving us the latest on that. Well, it's time to slip into a short break. Lots more news and updates coming up. Stay with us.